Alrighty. Hey everyone. Ah, another week, another banner. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna try to not take a terribly long amount of time to do this today. Because as soon as this stream wraps up, my brother and I are going on a road trip to visit some family. Kind of weird to do it in the middle of the week, but here we are. So, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna do the normal cycle. We're going to take a look at the new event suit. We're going to take a look at the event shop. Then we're going to take a look at what's new in the gacha. Then we're going to take a look at the Twitter videos. Then alterations. It's going to be a trip. And then wrap up by talking about the progress on my new account here on the global server. So let's get cracking on that, shall we? While the game loads, I should probably get the Twitter up. Perfect. Okay. So, let's take a look here. The Valkylander? Yeah. Valkylander. Valkylander? Yeah. It's an SD Gundam. I've never truly been a fan of the bobbleheads. But power to you. All right. So let's take a look at the Valk head. Middle shooter job, EX skill damage output boosted by a flat number. It's really easy to find a middle shooter, but the flat damage output's not going to really be that useful. So, no. Transformer high firepower. So that's a very interesting combination of tertiary tags. Transformer does activate a lot of really good traits. I guess I shouldn't say a lot. It activates a good handful of good traits. High firepower, we all know, we all love. Super accessible, activates a ton of stuff. Yeah, so. As for stats, so we're looking at, what, 1,300 or so melee attack on the head, which for a welfare head is really good. And then for shot, like 3,300 or so, which is also not bad. For a welfare, this actually has a really high melee and shot, like, stat ceiling. So, that's, that's pretty good. Alright. Very interesting. Alright, torso. Gundam Zam. Use the Dagon's Jaw. Raise your speed by 20%, melee attack by 19%, and shot attack by 19%. Now, see, if this was a party-wide application, this would actually be really nice. But as it's just a solo awakening, like, it's not bad for a welfare, but we've just seen better on welfares before. So, yeah. Not quite sure how to feel about that one. For a welfare, it's kind of sitting in like that mid-range. It's not the best we've seen. It's definitely not the worst we've seen. It's just kind of comfortably right in the middle. Transformer high firepower tags again. And then for stats, we're looking at about 1,500 or so melee attack and about the same for shot, actually. 1,500 on, well, effectively 1,500 on both of your primary offensive stats for a welfare torso is pretty solid stuff. So that's really good to see. That's really nice. All right. Arms. While Transformer, melee power boosted by 25%. All right. So if you don't have a good arm trait, this is really solid. Transformer, relatively easy to get your hands on, especially with the suit all having Transformer as its primary tag. And you just get a fat 25% melee power boost. That's good. Transformer high firepower tag still cool. And for stats, it's what, 3,600 melee attack ish and 1450 or so shot attack. For a pair of arms, welfare arms, that's a pretty healthy amount of shot attack and a pretty good amount of melee attack as well. I wonder if we're seeing like a new curve for stats or something, because this suit's stats seem to be like on the much higher spectrum of things overall. Alright, legs. With power attribute, EX skill power boosted by 25%. Another trait that's super solid. Suit really easy to get power attribute, just 5 parts on your build that are power, and you get a 25% EX skill boost. There's nothing to complain about there. Alright, so we finally get rid of the high firepower tag and bring in 4 computers instead. I'm personally not a big fan of the 4 line of tags. I just find that they're not very good overall. We don't have the ability to pick what stage we play on, so you're only getting the 3% boost 99% of the time. Yeah, each to their own though. As for parameters, okay, so about 1500 or so melee attack and about 1450 or so shot attack. Do remember, legs and backpack tend to be the least offensively statted out of the whole frame. So seeing this sitting that high up, that's good stuff. I don't really have a lot of complaints. Besides the aesthetic, honestly. I'm not a big fan of bird feet, especially SD bird feet. But, you know, each person has their own aesthetic likes and dislikes. Backpack. With Saber category equipped, all enemy cooldown time up 17%. So that's just a freebie CDR boost. Good stuff. That is nice. Transformer, 4 computers. Alright. Excuse me. And the stats are effectively what we saw on the legs. About 1500 on both melee and shot. Cool. Honestly, like, the frame has a lot of stats. Like, it's got a lot of stats, and it has 2 really, really good traits on it. That's kind of amazing, honestly. Yeah, I guess they realized that they can't do anything to rebalance cooldown reduction builds, so the best they can do is nerf them indirectly through R parts, countering them. So, that's what they went with, I guess. SD Spin Sword. A minus Pierce C power. So that's going to be practically, I'm not going to say garbage damage, but it's going to have a very quick drop off. So, Transformer, high firepower comes back, cool stuff. And we're sitting really high on the melee attack tier for welfare weapons, and it even has a little bit of shot attack in there too. That's really good, actually, overall. Good stuff. Alright, the dual guns. GN Flare and GN Launcher devices. When armor 70% or less, reduce cooldown by 40% once. So once you take enough damage, you just get 40% taken off your cooldown bars. Honestly, you shouldn't be getting hit at all. And most game modes don't look really highly upon you taking damage. Your score tends to get reduced in places like Arena for that. We used to be able to cheese these kind of things with cost, where if you ran over cost, you would spawn with, what, 70% armor, 80% or some reduced total value. So you could kind of cheese these right off the start. But as you have to actively stop your DPS output effectively to take damage for this, mileage may vary. As for stats, this has token amounts of melee attack, which again, really rare to see on a welfare thing, welfare weapon, so that's good. And shot attack in the 3800 range. That is definitely like top 5 for stats. 3800 on a welfare. That's good stuff. Transformer, 4 computers. Alright. Still don't like the 4 computers tag. Since this has 9 parts, the bingo rewards are increased to compensate for the extra parts. Yeah, but the problem with that though, it's not going to be a big deal for people that already have developed accounts. But for example, this account here that I'm playing on that has almost nothing, a suit that has this many parts is this so much investment to try to get up for the entire suit to be 6 star. Like I couldn't even do the entire Anksha Gundam because I just didn't have the resources to max out the entire suit, right? So, anyways, GN Mega Flare Device. Charge Shot. A minus Pierce, D Power. Big shame. 3800 shot attack with some token melee again. Cool. Transformer high firepower. If the EX skill was better, that would have been really nice. And the GN Gun Shield. It's not much of a gun shield. It's bird up. When all 3 Gunpla and Squad are power, really easy to do. A squad recovers 200 armor gradually. Not worth it. So for example, this part alone has 1,153 armor. So 200 armor gradually, it would take approximately 6 ticks for just this part's armor to fully heal up. That doesn't count parts like the torso, doesn't count the other parts of the frame, any weapon armor, things like that, pilot even. Honestly, the recover gradually, unless it's percentile based, is just really not worth it. Unless you're at like a really low level. Alright, Transformer, high firepower tags again. And then for offensive stats, we're looking at about 1,200 or so melee attack. And we're looking at about 1,150, 1,200 shot for a welfare shield. It's not shabby. Yeah, with marks. Good point. Let's see. Fully upgraded, 2,709. So it's almost 15 ticks for the shield alone. That's just insane, man. Alright. So overall, the Valkylander. Lots of stats. Like, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stats. That's really good. The arms and the backpack. Really nice traits. I think the legs also had good traits, didn't it? Yeah, so arms give you melee boost if you're Transformer. The legs, if you're Power, give you EX skill power boost. And then the backpack is an enemy cooldown reduction skill. Those are some really solid traits to put. Like, that is solid stuff. So, cool beans. Definitely going to pick some of those up for my suit. Definitely missing all the traits. Alright. Awakening chips. We got high firepower, GM type, high mobility, support type, and 4 base. Alright. Okay. Well, let's go check out the gacha. Oh yeah, is that Build Project Amuro new, or is that a rerun? I don't know why, but that sprite's looking mighty familiar. Yeah, the CCA military, we've had that before. No, there's no way that we've had the CCA military uniform version for someone. I could have swore it was Amuro. Could have swore. Huh. Thinking Char? Okay, maybe I am. So what do we got? We have the Wing Gundam Zero Peacecraft and the Unicorn 3 Type RC. Alright. Well, I guess let's start with the Wing Gundam Zero Peacecraft. Go from there. Oh wait, actually, it's 7-star, and so is that. So I'm just going to wait until I get to Alterations. Good thing I remembered, or that would have been a real confusion moment when I hit the max stats button. The next thing I know, we're looking at, you know, like 60k shot attack on the head. It's like, hold on a damn second here. Okay, let's take a look at our pilots. Nguyen Bitter. Supporter. When physical resist is under 10,000, 14% chance for guts. I've never liked these gut skills. Each to their own. If you like them, use them, whatever. But if you're dying in fights and you need this kind of stuff, you should probably readdress your combat style. Just saying. 14% is also a very low chance. Don't know if you want to risk the biscuit on that. Keeping your physical resist under 10,000 at least isn't terribly difficult. Commander and Xeon word tags. Commander is nice to see. Xeon, interesting tertiary for melee builds. And then as for parameters, 1850 or so shot attack and token melee, sub 800, maybe, yeah. 3-star pilot, mediocre. Literally the only good thing is his word tags. Like that's it. Everything else is just a complete write-off for this guy. So, all right, let's check out Rosario Leone. When all 3 Gunpla in squad are technique, squad melee power plus 30%. So, kind of a double-edged sword thing here. You could easily run an entire squad of technique. That's not hard to do. You know, just every 5 parts technique on every suit. Easy. And you get a 30% melee power boost. The double caveats from this is, well, first off, you are extremely vulnerable to power suits with that, because all of them are going to have a tribute advantage on you. The second one being, your suits will all have to be melee to actually benefit from this. You can obviously mix shot suits in there. It's not going to be the be-all, end-all, right? You can throw a shot suit in there and it just won't get the benefit from it. But you're kind of limiting yourself to using 3 melee suits and being weak to power. If you're okay with that trade-off, that's not a bad trait. 30% melee power boost for your entire team. Defender, it's going to really hamper any stats he has, which is a shame too, actually, because he has a lot of melee on him. He's looking at, what, 3,200 or so melee attack? If he was an actual melee licensed job, that'd be really, really formidable, but he's not. So we're looking at about 900 shot attack, 3,200 melee. Heavy armor Gundam type. Interesting tags. Gundam type, definitely a very good tertiary tag. Heavy armor, not so much, though. It's okay. Again, he's much like his 3-star buddy. You know, he's okay, but it's just not a good combination of stuff. The trait's interesting, but you're really kind of a fringe scenario. Okay. So with that all out of the way, let's go take a look at our Twitter videos, and then we'll take a look at our big fun time alterations, shall we? Let's see here. Where's the funny button for Twitter? There it is. It's gonna load, or I'm gonna have to rehook it. Dang. There we go. Okay, let's see. Is this our friend? So one of them, we're taking a look at the Unicorn 3 first. Yep, the new type destroyer. Cool. So my big beef with that, just move that cup out of the way. So first of all, even though you do move around a lot with it, the animation I think is a little too long for what it is. And it also seems relatively easy to whiff. You got that first forward dash and then a second forward dash. But if the enemy backsteps the right time, they could arguably avoid the first swing, not the second swing. Long and short, I think the animation is just a little too long for what it is. But at least it does have that double homing dash in on it. If it was only one homing dash, I think it'd be a lot worse. But that one dash and then 2 dash, I think it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Alright, and what's your EX skill looking like? Okay. So that was just, like, unnecessarily long. That started at 4:33. Let's see how long this runs for. 422, you get control back. So that's an 11-second long cutscene. And it's like... It's an EX skill, I guess. If each squad member has this pilot 90% boost. Yep, that's how the math would work, Eason. You are correct. Yeah, so that last EX skill, you, like, punch the crap out of them with little, what looks like beam swords. Yeah, so you hit them, right? You detach your back shields. You use the tonfas. The shields go in for the physical slaps. You equip these. You punch. You kick. You pierce. And then you fire what looks like grenades out of the end of your gun. Or the shield. It's interesting. Now, if this turned you into like an alternate fighter mode where you actually got to use your shields as fist for a while, that'd be cool. But... Hey, Alan. Interesting. And is this our Peacecraft buddy? So it is. Alright, what do we got? Okay, Vulcans. An Awakening, it looks like. And I guess this is some kind of counter skill. That's exactly what that is. That is a counter skill. And it's an active counter skill, too. One that actually relies on timing. Oh, no. This is the same as the other one. It was activated off camera, though. Cool. So we got our second EX counter. Alright. Well, very interesting. Let's take a little more of an in-depth look, I guess, shall we? We'll start with the Unicorn, because I do want to check this suit out. Was that its actual activation, so you do have to time it? Because if you have to time it, like, at a personal level, I'm okay with that. I don't mind a little bit of skill being introduced into things. But I can already see people complaining a lot about that, because it's, how am I supposed to get the timing right? .png. Anyways, let's take a look at the Unicorn head. And for anyone that hasn't seen me do talks about alterations before, very simple. I'm only going to look at the trait / EX skill. When you go to alternate a part, the stats, we have less than 5 examples in this game where the stats drastically differed pre and post alteration. So with keeping that in mind, there's really no point looking at the stats, but I always say before you invest anything into it, because these can be extremely expensive, and they do take some rather rare items to do, the badges primarily. Make sure you do your research before alternating. Make sure it is what you actually want before pressing the confirm button. But as the stats are pretty much guaranteed to increase, word tags do not change. The only thing that does change currently is the trait / EX skill. That's all I look at during this. So let's go. Unicorn Gundam 03 head. With Saber category equipped, EX skill power boosted by 30%. Okay. Okay, cool. Melee damage raised 10%. Buff EX skill effect up 30%. Okay. So the first trait, really easy to satisfy. Saber category weapons are dime a dozen. That's like discount bin stuff. So that's trivial. Melee damage raised 10%, so you're going to be taking it 10% more melee damage. In trade, you are getting 30% extra on all buff EX. It's pretty solid stuff. Yeah. I'm not sure about the word tag combo, though. Close combat for space? Like, close combat, I guess, is kind of workable, but for space? It's thematically on point, but... Yeesh. Alright, Torso, let's take a look at that Awakening. The NTD. Melee attack up by 49%. That's the third highest multiplier that we have for a awakening. So that's good stuff. And beam resist up 19%. Okay. And the 49% melee is really good. So yeah, I'm not going to have many complaints about that. Cool stuff. Close combat for space. Yeah. Armed armor DE. Well, that name sounds really familiar. Also, double S plus. That's a slapper. Raise melee attack of your squad by 49%. Okay. Raise shot defense of your squad by 19%. Okay. All melee skill cooldown instantly down 38%. So it's a lot like the Gaon, whatever it was a couple of weeks ago, where it reduces your melee skill cooldown. The trade-off was the animation was just disgustingly long. It looks like that's what's going on here as well. Somebody mentioned it as chat as well. It's the only way to balance it. Makes sense now, you know, looking at this. So, yeah. Cool. Cool stuff. Oh boy, can't wait to triple S. That's going to be fun. Legs. When shot attack is over 15,000, squad EX skill power plus 35%. What? So we're finally getting to that point now where our traits are giving huge steroids to other party members. This is... Oh no, man. That's not okay. That's like, unironically, this cannot continue. This is just... Oh, no. Oh, boy. Well, hey, you know what? For everyone that's super sweating in the arenas, have fun, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. And while high firepower, EX skill cooldown reduced by 23%. High firepower, super easy to get. 23% cooldown reduction is the highest multiplier we got. So, cool beans. Unbelievable. Backpack. The dual saber combo, B plus pierce, B plus power. That's that melee combo thing I was looking at the beginning, kind of like, but then I warmed up to it after kind of looking at it a little more. The only reason it's good is because the double homing dash on it. First dash is a gap closer with homing. The second dash is also with homing and another gap closer. So if they do backstep your first swing, you'll have another step in. Really, the only thing you have to worry about at that point is a human, because AI won't be able to backstep twice quick enough to dodge. So, yeah. Yeah, that's something else that should be pointed out with the legs. Because it's technically build agnostic. The trait, when shot attack is over 15,000, that is such a low bar to set. That is a rounding error for most suits. Even if you're a pure melee build, once you get to a certain point, you're sitting at like 25, 30,000 shot attack, no matter what. And then your primary stat will be at like, 80, 90, 100k plus, right? If not higher. So, and the fact that high firepower activates the cooldown reduction as well, and that's for melee and shot, this is actually applicable to effectively any suit type. So, yeah. It's terrifying. Sword. Let's take a look at your beam saber. With technique attribute, EX skill cooldown reduced by 23%. Okay, technique, easy to do. And again, highest multiplier available for this cooldown reduction. And while high firepower, initial EX skill charge boosted by 25%. Again, highest multiplier available. High firepower, very accessible. Okay, and the Beam Magnum. Infighter job, really easy to get. Melee power boosted by 40%. Spicy tamales. When melee attack is over 10,000, melee power boosted by another 40%. So, if you have an infighter, you've effectively got 80% melee power boost with this Magnum. This is just nuts, man. This suit is just so stacked for traits. It's actually crazy. Alright, let's take a look at our Peacecraft. Noggin. While high mobility, enemy melee cut minus 30%. Do keep in mind, the way that this is currently calculated, treat this as a melee power boost, so you get a boost of 30%. If they decide to fix how this feature works in the future, it will actually have a hard floor, but as it works right now, because it just removes 30%, even if the enemy has no cut at all, it does function straight up like a melee power boost. If they add a floor, it may not be as effective, but for now, it's pretty solid stuff. On top of that, while high mobility, melee power boosted by 35%. TLDR, with the current way that this effectively works, you're getting a 65% melee power boost if you're high mobility. So, yeah. Cool beans. Torso, you're the Vulcans, right? Yep, machine cannon. A Pierce, B Power, 11 magazine. Okay. So it's a solid B Power magazine. Just another to add to the pile, effectively, at this point. Arms. While high firepower, initial EX skill charge boost by 25%. Second highest mod available. Alright, cool. When buffed, super easy to do in this game, EX skill power boosted by 35%. Okay. As a mono suit, I'm a little bit worried about it because it does want you to run high mobility and high firepower, which can gimp your primary stat a little bit, but mileage may vary, you know. At least these are relatively powerful activations and pretty easy to get, especially the when buffed. Legs. With power attribute, squad cooldown minus 19% S. 19% seconds, I'm assuming is what that's shorthand for, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. You could have just had 19% and it would have made sense. Okay. When attacking with physical, EX skill power boost by 40%. Tons of physical in this game, whether shot or melee, so okay there. I just find it interesting, that first trait. Effectively, if you have 3 suits with these legs, you're giving a almost 60% cooldown reduction to your entire team by just existing. That's just, yeah. We seem to be entering this new meta shift where traits are affecting your entire team, not just yourself anymore. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Back. Moving along. Lightning Count. A Pierce, A minus power. Activates when receiving a bindable skill, block and counter. 48% heal, 39% melee boost, 29% fizz boost. 51 seconds total duration time for this buff. That's one we saw where it does the quick wing swing and then goes in with the spear jab. It's really nice as a counter. We've already seen how counter skills work in this game. It's already all been mapped out. So this is, I think, just a stronger version of it. Funny enough, the value is under 20%, so it's not as good to hit 100%. If you're talking about the legs and how it's the cooldown 19%, do remember that we have a ton of cooldown reduction skills now that go above 20% to like 23. So, yeah. Anyways, Beam Javelin. When physical resist is over 5,000, enemy melee cut minus 40%. Again, this is a melee boost of 40%. When melee defense is over 10,000, EX skill power boosted by 40%. So melee boost and EX skill power boost to 40%. And you can easily get phys resist over 5k, and defense over 10k is also easy. You have to look at the stats on the lance. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I am supposed to be surprised by this. This is literally, that number is why I don't look at the stats for 7 stars, is there is no point. Last, like 2 weeks ago, weapons were at 16,800 whatever. Now we're at 18,500 whatever. The numbers are just going to keep going up. This is why I don't care about looking at 7-star stats. This is empirically why I just don't care. It's just a rat race, and I'm not participating in it. Okay, and lastly, the shield. When melee defense is over 10,000, melee power boosted by 40%. Cool. When close combat, melee power boosted by a further 40%. Alright, sure. So if you have over 10k melee defense, really easy to do. And you have the close combat word tag, which is a viable tag for melee, obviously. You're getting 80% melee power boost. Good stuff. Cool. Okay. Well, overall, our 2 gacha suits are interesting. I'm just not sure how to feel about the fact that we're moving into this weird meta where we're like boosting all of our party members and they're boosting us. Because like, those numbers are going to get even more extreme, because now you're no longer bound by, oh, you know, my 1 slot can only boost me by 35% now. No, because now you technically have 1 slot split among 3 suits that all boost it by 35% as well. So from where our cap used to be 35% boost, 35% boost, it's now 35%, 35%, 35% for all 3 of your suits. And then if they have a secondary trait that boosts it further, instead of it being, you know, 35, 35, 35, it's now 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. This is ridiculous. The numbers are just going to explode at this point. All right, so let's take a look at our new build project pilot. For this one, I will be looking at the stats, even though he is a 7-star, purely because build project, you know, actually, does he even go to 7-star? He doesn't. Opa, look at that. Great, we don't have to worry about it. Aces. So, Amuro, reveal to us your secrets. When beam resist is over 10k? Resistance over 10k is a little more difficult than defense, but not terribly difficult. EX skill power boosted by 30%. Okay. While high firepower, squad cooldown minus 19%. So, let's just bask in this for a couple of moments here, shall we? He has 3 job licenses. He has Outfighter, Mid Shooter, and Long Shooter. To boot, as long as your beam resist is over 10k, which you can achieve on both melee and shot suits, you get a 30% EX skill power boost. And if you have the high firepower tag activated, which can be done on melee and shot suits with no real demerits, your entire squad gets effectively a almost 20% cooldown reduction just given. Nice. High firepower, ace exclusive word tags. Very, very powerful combination of tags, especially for shooter, but can also be useful for melee with the high firepower. Not so much ace exclusive. As for stats, we're looking at about, what, 3,800 or so shot attack, about 3,300 melee or so. Not the best, I think. Actually, no. This is pre-marks. This is actually, I think, statistically the best. I think it is, actually. Great. Can we talk about how there's 3 jobs? I already talked about how there's 3 jobs. Keep up. Keep up, man. Keep up with us, man. Hey, to be fair, if they give us a build Project Lacus with every job license, I'm okay with this. Okay. So, grand summary of the new Gacha content and build project. What am I looking at? This is a very interesting branch, I guess, that the devs have decided to go off on when it comes to figuring out how to promote people rolling the gacha. They've made it extremely difficult for anyone that's in the competitive sphere to avoid rolling this banner, because effectively you have to. You must get at least 3 of each of the new parts from both suits that give the squad up traits if you wish to stay competitive in arena, because you can be guaranteed that your competitors already have those parts already at EX 10 or trait level 10 ready to rock and roll. Their entire team is now absolutely jacked, because where you were stuck with 2 traits, they now have 3 traits, because that's just the way the trait sharing works. I don't know how to feel about that, honestly. I do remember bringing up, as we passed the Super Sokai last year, that I had long since given up the rat race that was caring about Arena a very long time ago. And this really just kind of galvanizes that opinion on me, as I really am glad I bailed out of trying to follow Arena and stay anywhere near top. It is a special kind of hell, and I do appreciate everyone that goes through staying up in the top numbers, especially now. It's going to be a party. Check the HC sale. I think they boosted the amount of HC. I wouldn't be surprised. Oops, accidentally hit Gacha. I'm so used to just clicking it. All right. Let's check. Buy Haro chips, the super chip sale set. Yeah, so that used to be the 20,000 Haros for $100. Now it's 30,000 Haros for $100. Honestly, terms of price per get, that's really cost effective. Like that is super cost effective. If you're able to open your wallet, it's the best sale we've ever had, and you can buy it 99 times, so it's not like you're ever going to get sick of it. So yeah, do remember, this is Canadian money, not American, so when you go to buy it in your store, the money may look, or the reflected amount may be different. Now, with all that out of the way, I'm actually going to roll the gacha a couple of times. I think once, because I have enough for a single multi-roll. After that, we're going to take a look at our suit's progress and kind of go from there, I guess. If you were just here for the impressions and to check out the new contents and stuff, thanks for stopping by and hanging out, gang. Hopefully it was informative. But from here on, I'm just going to be playing the new account, talking about it a little bit. So if you just want to hang out, you know, ask some questions in the chat, whatever, feel free. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I am leaving to go on a trip to visit family as soon as the stream is done. Driving around at like 1 a.m. So I'm not going to drag this part on for too long, but I will be back for the Thursday stream for more of this account. So let's start with a multi. Sounds like almost a dead game to me. I don't know. I find it Hey, thanks, Bamco Spy. I actually have a different opinion on that. So whenever I see developers do these like big Haro chip sale things, I don't look at it as, oh, the game is starting to die financially, so they're trying to milk as much money as they can out of the people. I look at it more as what they're doing right now is more of a, we've introduced something absolutely game meta breaking in, and we're going to give players the tools they need to affordably get it. Because here's the thing, right? If they didn't have a Super Haro chip sale when this dropped, people would spend way more money. You can be guaranteed those super whales would spend regardless. The sale is more there for people that aren't, you know, more like the dolphin crowd, because it is bang for your buck the best. If I had $110 Canadian laying around, I would actually hop over to my main account and buy a single pack of this, because it's super affordable. That's like, you gotta remember, that is almost what, 125% value or something. Hey, look, the Bean Saber. Nice. So at the end of the day, I don't look at it as dead game. I look at it more as the developers are just leveraging some form of weird goodwill. Obviously, you know, the best goodwill is to have a balanced, healthy game where you're not weak to weak power creep, but is what it is, you know. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Mana, I thank you for the donation, but remember, I'm not spending a single dime on this account. Any and all donations that are given for this account are going directly into the primary account. Hey, 2 6-star, look at this. Wait, was it really both unicorn parts? Interesting. Alright. I only need a few hundred more Haro in order to do another multi. Alright, so what we're going to do then is we're going to give you the new unicorn legs and the unicorn sword. Excellent. Keep it for your road trip food. Actually, yeah, man, you right. I can totally hit up a Macca's with that. Good call. Good call. You got an arena player's perfect bonus trait. Oh, did I? I didn't even notice. All power boosted by 10% in arena. Oh my god. Bandai Spy, truly living the dream. And then melee power boosted by 8% on the legs. Yeesh. Oh, man. That is next level. All right. Bamco Spy pulling through on the alt account. Remember, you can't spell salt without alt. It's also why I never play alt accounts. Literally this. If you didn't catch it from the last time I rolled and got the Kshatriya arms, no. Can't stop. 1 million copies. Yeah. Actually, I wonder if I have any premium draw tickets. I do! Hey, look at this! Alright, gang. Place your bets. What am I getting? Am I getting a head, torso, arms, legs, weapon? What am I getting? Let's find out. Guess a part slot or guess how many golds I'm getting. Place your bets here. Place your bets. Within another week, you're all going to be stronger than your main. You know what the sad part is? Like, it's not even an exaggeration. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. Red frame inversion. If you listen close enough, you can hear Sukiya. Still on the fence, which is better? Peacecraft or Unicorn? Both of them have extremely powerful things they bring to the table. At the end of the day, I think it comes more down to which has more. And I think, honestly, between the two of them, it's probably going to be... I think it was the Peacecraft Beam Saber that was really, really good, if I remember correctly. My memory is really bad, though. I'm a goldfish. Softly stack. Yeah, I think it really, for this banner, comes down to which one had more busted parts. I know one suit had a few busted parts. The other one only had, like, 1 or 2. So... they're both really good, is what it boils down to, Jun. So it doesn't matter. I think it just go for the aesthetically pleasing and hope you get the busted parts. So... this is actually one of those really rare scenarios where rolling the step up banner is actually, I think, meta, because all the parts are really good. Hey, I got a gold head. A unicorn head. Okay, I guess it's Unicorn Day, gang. It's Unicorn Day. Ah, cripes. Okay. So I only need to get 460 Haro. Okay. I can chunk off a good amount with the new event. And then I can probably do story for the last bit. Don't care. EX skill once, 80% armor or more. Oh yeah. If only I got another part, I could have my maximum drop rate and everything on this. Would have been great. Alright. So let's see. So this is going to be 120. Then I still need 340. So that's 34. 7. It's like 17. No. It's like 8 story missions, I think, because they give like 20 Haro per mission to complete for story stuff. Got the beam rifle from the Unicorn and 2x wing backpack. The backpack was the one with the counter skill, wasn't it? That's a pretty good counter skill, so honestly, that's like kind of a net gain. Kshatriya bitch just going burr. Alright, with ticket rematch, do my 4. Okay, off to the hard difficulty we go. Hippity hoppity, Haro chip quests are my property. Does this have any crazy requirements? Power attribute. Okay, well, all good things must come to an end. I'll swap around. Shame. Don't want no relief. Okay. Got both backpacks in the 3rd step. Well, congrats, man. The counter skill is really convenient to have. It is a very solid answer to cutscene spam. The enemy can only use one cutscene EX skill at a time, but you can use unlimited counters. You can do it, little AI. I believe in you. Gotta love those Kshatriya bits just going burr. It's artistic. You know if you can multi-counter with one activation. I don't believe you can. I'm not sure what it uses to determine which one will activate first. Alright, so that's all done. Doing a very hard should ding me. If I didn't ding from that, I wasn't really paying too much attention. I'm trying to figure out all the best sources for Haro chips so I can do another multi before the end of the stream. I did ding. Okay, EX skill 3 times, 60 seconds. Cool. Swap these 2 again. I believe very hard is a 10x clear. I'll check the achievements after we beat it. We've come so far. Only a few weeks ago, I had to manual these because my team wasn't strong enough. But now, we're here. I can full auto these. Oh, how quickly they grow up. Counter second Yax activated. Like, the way that it works, I'm pretty sure, is you can only have one counter active at a time, and once you blow the counter, you have to activate a second one. But, I don't know, I don't have any counter skills, so you'd have to ask someone that's actually experimented with this, if there's anyone that actually has. Yeah, go team. No. Let's do the extreme. I'll come back when I know exactly how many runs of very hard I have to do. I don't want to waste AP if I don't have to. Because I can't remember if they rebalanced it to 5 or 10. 80% or more clear using a power attribute. Okay. So because my primary suit's not power, I'm actually going to have to do this. Primary, that's cool. And then switch to my actual machine when the match starts. And power through it. I should have enough, like, actual damage for this, as long as I use melee. No support. Let's go. I literally just want to move forward. Can I please? But look, I legitimately just cannot move. I'm trying to dash forward, but the controls just are not. This is the other reason why I don't play melee. I do not like the controls. Alright, first, yeet. Okay. Now the 80% armor or more, I'm curious, does it count for the suit I'm controlling or for the original suit that was spawned in? We'll find out. Let's let the AI control the good suit. I'm going to see if I can survive with this suit. If you shoot your gun while dashing, you're getting knocked back. Good to know. So I got forcefully transferred to a different suit and that ended. Does it count? It does. Alright, good to know. So, when it says clear with an attributed Gunpla, you have to have that attributed Gunpla in the first slot. But when it says clear with 80% armor or more, or whatever, you just have to be controlling that suit at the end of the match. I've always wanted to know that, so that's actually really good to know. Okay. So all that horror's out of the way. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Gift box. Grab this stuff. I should have some energy refills sitting in my thing. Yeah, good. I have a 50%. Alright. Excellent. Okay. And 50% recovery. Let's get the last 340 Haro. Let's see here. So I need to do 6 maps. Okay. Now, I'm going to be just shy, I think, of enough energy to do the 6 maps I need. Which is a little bit on the problematic side. That alteration for Strike Punisher was really nice. Now. Defeated by a corner. The great bisect. Ooh. Oh, that guy is donezo. Peace. Literally just cannons out right in his face, charging him up. It's like, dodge this. That was such like an overly cinematic guaranteed death. How long does it take for a Gundam part to reach the 4-star part ticket exchange? If they are eligible for the 4-star ticket exchange, it takes 4 weeks after their banner is ended. Yeah, it's 4 weeks. I can't remember if it's 4 weeks from when the banner starts or 4 weeks from when the banners end, but just check. But do remember, this only actually counts for suits that are not Sokai or limited. Same goes for pilots. Build project pilots obviously won't show up there in the 4-star exchange pool. But for parts, it has to be a non-limited part for it to be in the 4-star exchange ticket pool. If you want a 5-star part, the 5-star tickets are available in the Haro Chip store, or I guess the item store for Haro Chips. Yeah, one a month we get a pilot and a part ticket at extremely discounted rates. Oh, CTD. Haven't seen that in a while. 4 weeks from start. Yeah, there you go. When was the last time we had a CTD for this? That was like, I think 3 weeks ago. Once every 3 weeks is pretty friggin' good. Alrighty. All the funnels! And this is why the Kshatriya funnels are so good. Missing the head from the unicorn, a lance from the wing. Hey, if it only took you 30,000 Haro to finish 2 suits effectively, that's really, really, really good. Especially when you look at how many parts those suits have, which is, you know, a hefty amount. So, congrats. Good job. So this should be the last run that I can complete with the amount of stamina that I have. And then after this, I think I'm still shy, like, 100 Haro or something? Maybe a little less. Well, that was a good time to pull your sword. Right in the middle of a giant red flare explosion. God, pressure is really fun to watch. Just that ring of death. Alright. So, that should kill the remainder of my stamina. Yes, I only have 14 stamina left. So let's hit up my gift box. Collect all of my Haro. Where am I sitting? I need exactly 100 Haro. Dang. Okay. Now, how am I going to get the mileage of 100 Haro here? Probably going to have to do a challenge mission or something for the 100. Okay. Missions. Let's go check out those challenge missions. Maybe I can cheese one of them. Oh, wait, hold on. These exist, don't they? I can't remember what the gimmick for this is. But let's do it. I see 100 Haro as one of the rewards. Let's go. Okay, yeah, this is the one where you have to just mow them down as quick as you can. Alright. Well, I did get my 100 Haro from that. I can survive without those chips, so that's okay. Alright, let's do my last gacha roll, and then let us tally up what we're sitting with on the suit for everyone that missed last week's little roundup. Sokai Festival, Step 2. Alright, let's go. Bamco Spy, let me down. Oh, yeah. Alright, cool. So, for everyone that missed last week's little roundup for the suit, you may remember we were sitting at around 23,000, 24,000 or so melee attack. As you can see, we've effectively more than doubled those numbers. This was done through, as you can see, 6-starring and 7-starring most of the suit, properly backslotting, getting word tags in order, all that fun stuff. Also getting some gears done. Have you tried the new challenge on your main account? You're talking the gorgeous one? Yeah, didn't work. Yes, this is kind of where we sit. So we have, based on the schedule that was set for this account, this time next week will be the last stream for this new account and kind of a progress check. Where are we sitting so far? We're sitting at 53,000 primary stat, and this is with decent gacha rolls. Nothing like top tier for melee or anything. It's very split. A lot of my premium rolls were lots of chest over and over and over again for some reason. And overall, what we're sitting with is actually really, really good. We can clear up to, we're in what, story chapter 14, and we're having very little, if any, difficulties. If I was playing the whole thing manual, no hiccups at all. We are able to challenge the entire first branch of challenge missions. We are able to do the second batch of challenge missions, the mastery stuff. As for the other ones, those do require a slightly higher cap, but considering in a month, we're able to clear, I would say, probably about 60% of the content in this game after less than a month, 3 weeks, right? That's really good. And I can't wait to see where this ends up after another week, because we still have one slot that we haven't 6-starred yet. We still have gears that we don't have. As you can see, we're missing an entire gear still. All sorts of little things to still min-max on this. But overall, we're sitting really pretty when you look at the suit as a whole. And all I can say is, like, this great time to start for new players at any point, really. This is how easy it is to catch up. Like, this is great. Once we hit like 78,000 primary stat, that's where my main suit was sitting for like the longest time, carried purely by its magazine skills, right? So once we get up there, that's kind of that. My main's now above 100k, but I was sitting at that for like a year or something. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up the stream here, gang. Like I said, I do have a big drive back to family going, so kind of gotta get that cracking as soon as possible. Sooner the better. Can't expect the old folks to stay up till like, 3, 4 a.m. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out as always. I will be back in a couple of days for the Thursday night Eastern Standard stream. Do keep in mind the original schedule was made with daylight savings in account. So if you're referencing the schedule that I have up in Discord or on Twitter, you do have to add 1 hour to all of them because DST's kicked in. I remember hearing something about America getting rid of DST or something. I can only imagine how well that's going to go, but not my monkey, not my circus. Anyways, peace out, guys, and I will see you in a couple of days for kind of the recap on this and actually playing this account a little more. So, see you then.